Good evening. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. There is a disagreement brewing up on Baldy Mountain over a power line replacement for the Summit Public Radio and TV transmitter.
They were not in support because of how it would affect open space.
That was Breckenridge Councilwoman Erin Giello summarizing a Breck open space meeting where the commission voted 6-1 against the buried power line. But that's not the end of it. Scott Reed with the town.
The only other entity that really needs to worry about this whole thing is the Forest Service. And apparently they prefer the alignment that Summit Public Radio has recently put forth, which is more direct and not in the road.
The project already has a permit from Summit County, and Lee Gervin with Summit Public Radio is confident it will happen by late this summer or early fall. They are raising cash now. Crime in Summit County was cooling off last week. 5 arrests on 9 charges, down from a recent high of 30 charges the previous week. One man is accused of felony burglary in Silverthorne 1 week ago today, and he's still on the run. 3 people are charged with domestic violence, continuing a trend of domestic cases, 6 in the past 2 weeks. An average of 10 people per day are testing positive for COVID here in Summit, down from a recent high of 12. But Public Health Director Amy Wineland worries they might be missing cases.
If anyone thinks they've been in a high-risk situation or could have possibly been exposed, if they attended a concert, for example, we are starting to see and hear about some larger events like that that are causing some outbreaks.
You can still get tested for free at Summit Medical Center, the Care Clinic, or the mobile site on Bryan Avenue in Silverthorne. Dozens of locals are living out of their cars while holding down full-time jobs, and Diane Llewellyn of Unsheltered Summit says they must be part of the housing conversation.
We feel that hosting people who live in their cars, and they do that because they can't afford housing, is a small but important part of this.
Unsheltered Summit provides overnight parking at local churches, including Agape Outpost off Highway 9. But even that is not perfect.
One thing we need is a parking lot that would be a 24-hour or a daytime lot, because we have folks who work overnight, stocking shelves, doing that kind of job, and right now we cannot service them at all.
Unsheltered Summit recently asked the town of Breck for space, but town manager Rick Holman is on the fence.
I have reservations about this. We have an ordinance that prohibits camping in the town limits.
Breck is now reviewing its car camping laws. If you need a safe place to park and sleep overnight, email unshelteredsummit@gmail.com. This week on the State of Summit. Vail Health took us behind closed doors this week at its new, soon-to-open facility near City Market in Dillon, the Dillon Health Center.
So we're standing on top of the structure now. It's 263 parking spaces spread over 3 levels. Each one of those levels is internally connected back to the building, which is about 85,000 square feet of space for patients.
That was Chief Real Estate Development Officer Craig Cohn before giving us a tour of the first floor PT clinic, 3rd floor cancer center, and the Beating Heart, a 2nd floor surgery center.
An ambulatory surgery center, which we refer to as an ASC, which is all for orthopedic surgery. 4 operating rooms will open when we open, and we have the ability to add 2 more in the future as volume demands may dictate that.
The Dillon Health Center is also home to urgent care, behavioral health, and offices for specialty doctors, but not an emergency room yet.
We do have the ability, the way we designed this building and worked with the town of Dillon, that if in the future we do need to expand other services like that service, we can add another 20,000 feet to this building. We've already designed how that would work.
Opening day at the Dillon Health Center is sometime this November. Construction is right on time, but now the biggest concern will be staffing that 85,000 square foot building. Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Rockies face the Cubs tonight at 6:40. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, rock climbing is making its Olympic debut this week with 3 disciplines. Krystal correspondent Matt Renoux of 9 News explains how one Broomfield native, Colin Duffy, is blowing away expectations at just 17 years old.
In speed and bouldering, I think he got 5th and 6th and then ended up 2nd in lead, and so had an overall placing in qualifications of 3rd place. And I don't think anyone really expected that out of Colin.
The U.S. climbing team has only 4 athletes, 2 of them from here in Colorado. And race 3 of the Summit Trail Running Series is happening today in about a half hour at the Baker's Tank 7K and 11K. They'll be running on a course that includes Boreas Pass and Baker's Tank. You might want to avoid those trails. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.